now move to Your Vote 2023 in Indiana's primary election final results. Jefferson Shreve has won the Republican primary for the mayor of Indianapolis.
He survived a four-way primary. News 8's government reporter Garrett Bergquist joins us live from Fountain Square, where Shreve's supporters have gathered. Garrett, what can you tell us?
Well, Jefferson Shreve just spoke to his supporters a little over an hour ago. He says now is the time to form a winning coalition. Shreve led throughout the evening. He consistently held about 2/3 of the Republican vote. He told supporters defeating Joe Hogsett in November will be a tall order. I spoke with him shortly after he addressed his supporters.
Well, I think my message resonated. I think that the front and center message that we've got to turn around and fix day one is that safety issue and that criminal challenge that we have here in Indianapolis. So people care. We know we've got to fix that before we can go on to the bigger and more joyful work of growing and building this city.
Shreve praised the efforts of his three rivals. He says he'd like to bring Abdul Hakim Shabazz and James Jackson on board in a potential Shreve administration, either in a formal or an informal capacity. And we should point out the field for November is not completely filled. Independent and third-party candidates have until early July to get on the ballot. Live in Indianapolis, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.
Garrett, thank you. We now move to the Democratic mayoral race, where Joe Hogsett is one step closer to serving a third term as mayor.
News 8's Cody Fisher is live at Hogsett's election party to break down tonight's final results. Cody.
Hi, guys. Yeah, Joe Hogsett dominated in the Democratic primary tonight. He got nearly 59% of the vote. His closest rival was State Representative Robin Shackelford, and she got about 37% of the vote. Now, just about an hour ago, Hogsett spoke to a room full of people here at the IBEW Local 481, and as you hear, his supporters cheered as he entered the room. That was just moments after Shackelford's team announced via email that she had conceded the race. Now, Hogsett thanked Shackelford on stage and said the two will now become allies in the general election. Now, during his speech, Hogsett immediately pivoted to the general election, painting himself as the complete opposite of his opponent, Jefferson Shreve. He said Shreve wants to take Indianapolis back to the past, while Hogsett wants to progress towards the future. Now, one of the things Hogsett highlighted in his speech is his administration's efforts to address violent crime.
I'm proud that our 3-year, $150 million anti-violence initiative is powered by neighborhood leaders, not special interest groups who come into town only to turn around and leave again. And we're working to keep out of the hands of our young people the guns, not put more guns out on the streets.
Now, Hogsett said during his speech that if he is elected in November, again, it would be his third term, but it would be his final 4-year term as the mayor of Indianapolis, saying that he would not run again after that. We did try and speak with Hogsett following his speech and asked him about what some of the specifics for his plan to combat violent crime, but his campaign team denied our request for that, saying that we would be able to ask him those questions at a later date. Reporting in Indianapolis, Cody Fisher, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.
Cody, thank you. Carmel will be electing a new mayor in November. Sue Finkham defeated 2 others to win the Republican nomination. Let's head to Carmel, where we find News 8's Adam Pinsker, who spoke with tonight's winner. Adam.
Yeah, Alexis, and that winner is Councilwoman Sue Finkham. A very festive environment here at the Renaissance Hotel in Carmel. That's Finkham's election night watch party, and it's considered an upset. Her win tonight by most political observers here in Hamilton County. Finkham defeated 2 other challengers in the primary, the well-funded fellow councilperson Kevin Ryder and Fred Glynn. They both came in at 31%, around that amount, and Finkham was finishing with 36%. The big part of what Finkham told us tonight is that most of her donations came from individuals. She said about 200 people donated to her campaign, and she was outraised by Kevin Ryder Ryder had the endorsement of the outgoing Mayor Brainerd.
I would love to say it didn't bother me that he endorsed the other candidate. I would like to have him to stay out of the race like he originally said in the beginning. That's okay. A little extra motivation never hurts anybody.
And Brainerd, who is not seeking an 8th term, did stop by Finkham's headquarters tonight. We don't know if they talked or had a discussion. But Finkham will move on to the general election. She's going to face fellow councilperson Miles Nelson. Nelson had no challengers in the Democratic primary. Adam Pinsker, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and like us on Facebook.
And thank you. Meanwhile, it's a yes for 3 Marion County school districts hoping for a tax referendum. Voters approved an IPS tax increase of $410 million for a project to repair crumbling schools in the IPS district. The final vote was 58% to 42% on IPS's Rebuilding Stronger plan. The district must still convince voters to pass a second $413 million referendum to pay for school operations. The school hold that referendum before today's vote. Meanwhile, school districts in Speedway and Warren Township also approved referendums to support school operations. All right, let's check in on other mayoral races across the area. This is the results coming in from Westfield. Scott Willis easily winning this one. In Lawrence, we'll put this one up on your screen. Deborah Whitfield is the winner there on the Democratic side. And in Beech Grove, James Kaufman easily bringing home the victory there to become the Democratic candidate. We've got all of these at wishtv.com.
Absolutely. We want to make sure that you see the results from races all around the state. Scrolling at the bottom of your screen, you could also find them on our website. Just scan that QR code right there on the screen, and that'll take you to the election results page at wishtv.com. There, you'll find the final numbers from all the big races across Indiana, including school referendums.